Can you tell? I'm used to streaming.
Okay, there we go.
Ta-da!
Oh wow! I'm not used to seeing myself. It's almost like seeing myself on stream. I'm such a bad streamer. Okay, let me turn off the player. No one needs to see my face. Let me open up our doc. And all I see is chat. I see Gemma and I see chat. So if anything's happening, I have no idea what it is.
Hello, and good morning, internet.
Okay, Gemma, you're gonna do your intro first, and then everyone can tell me if they hear the sound effect.
Okay.
Follow.
Oh, cool. Thank you for the follow, Havenheart, and just another guy named Terry. You're not just another guy named Terry.
You're the best Harry that I know personally.
Well, anyways, hello. Welcome to Gen Con. Gen Con Saturday. Well, it's AM for us, for Imani and I.
Us.
But thank you so much for attending our panel. You are not alone. Solo streaming for beginners by beginners. My name is Gemma. My pronouns are they, them. But on the interwebs, I go by Kupo Knight. My streaming channel is Kupo_Knight on Twitch. And yeah, I turned affiliate in early June. I think I'm trying to mention things on that's like relative to this panel. Yeah. Turned affiliate early June. Variety streamer. I play like story focused games. I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creed Odyssey at the moment, but I also play Ooblets and Stardew Valley and all that jazz. Love hanging out, chatting with folks. The game is just kind of a medium to do that. Yeah, my Twitter is Kuponite, KUP0KNIGHT. And Imani, are you ready to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Imani. Oh my God. Sorry. There's a lot of things happening.
Breathe. Imani, breathe.
It's fine. Good morning. It's been a minute since I streamed.
Good morning.
I'm a horrible streamer.
You're fine.
But I'm Imani. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me at mcatterdev. I stream game dev stuff for the most part. And occasionally, rarely, once in a blue moon, I will pick up a game and play a game. The last game I was playing was Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I played for like 3 hours and then forgot to play again. But mostly I stream game dev stuff, so it's a very lonely, sad by myself streaming experience.
Well, I wouldn't say sad per se, but it is.
I enjoy myself.
It is a solo. It is a very much solo, isolating type of stream. But that is why we're here. So you want to stream? You're just beginning, and but hey, it's that first couple of times, maybe for several times, it's gonna be possibly dead air.
A lot of dead air.
Or not dead air per se, but I want to say maybe dead chat.
Yeah.
And but I think before we even get into the topics, Imani, I wanted to ask you how what got you into streaming in the first place?
So I got into streaming because I needed accountability. That's literally what happened. I decided that I know it's such a fun because I'm such a niche streamer. I was working on a game for a game jam, and I needed accountability. I needed people to watch me do this thing. If I didn't have people watching me do this thing, I wasn't going to do the thing. And so that was in October of 2018. I want to say. That sounds right. And so I just started streaming. I tried gaming streaming, but I didn't find. I'm not a good gamer. Like I'm not bad at games. I'm bad at consistently playing games. Like I've been playing. Was it last year? I can't remember. Time is weird. Time means nothing. Okay. But I needed accountability. That's why I started streaming. I started streaming because I needed someone to keep track of what I was doing. And if you were on my panel, if you just saw my other panel, you know that I do it as a devlog for the games that I make. So it's like you can download the video on demand and see the process, like my thought process of making all the games that I make, which you can all buy my games on itch.io at Margaret Catter, which is in the link in above me in my shout out. So Gemma, why did you start streaming? Which is probably a much less convoluted way than I started streaming.
I I don't know, like it's probably the same convoluted way. Well, first, I am a tabletop player, but as a streamer currently, and I stream video games, so I'm just your average run of the mill gaming streamer. Um, and I do my tabletop streaming as a player on other channels. The reason I started was because there were I watch I think as everyone else I watch a lot of streamers. I have favorites, and the community that uh that they grew,
Foster.
that they raised, were they were just so very very inclusive, very welcoming and wholesome. And it's not so much where I was just like, I can do that. It's more of like, oh, I want to hang out and meet new people too, and give them a space to be, just for them to chill, hang out. And I personally want to meet them. I'm an anxious human being, but for some reason I also like welcoming
Social
people.
interaction.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why
I
I'm
like the
so
parasocial relationship that
I think
I
it's the
have as a
it's
streamer.
I think it's the Gemini in me. I'm just like very split in both ways.
That's fair. That's fair.
And another thing is, well, as you can see, I'm a I well, I'm Filipinx. I'm a person of color. I'm non-binary. I'm queer. And I don't know, maybe it's Twitch's algorithms, but I didn't see much of that on
Yeah.
Twitch.
Twitch is very Twitch tries. Twitch like here this is the side about Twitch and versus YouTube versus things. Like
Yeah.
you to follow and it's just YouTube is better at recommending you things that are like the thing that you're watching, which will just recommend you random things that Twitch thinks is popular, which is weird because you could I know for a fact that there are other Black, female, queer streamers on the internet. Like I know
Right.
there's no way.
Yes.
And
No. We exist somewhere. We exist.
somewhere.
We are
They're
there.
really bad at putting it out there.
Exactly. So yeah, so that was my reason. It's kind of like, well, I
can do this.
I can do that. I can do that. But and hopefully I'm not like looking at me, I'm not like maybe the best representation, but if someone sees me and go, if that person can do it,
I can do it better.
I can do it better. And I'm like, go for it. I will raise you up. Just do it, please. We need more faces such as
join us
these.
in the streaming. Like I will never tell people that they shouldn't stream. I will just caveat streaming as it's the hardest part of streaming, especially when you start out, is being a solo streamer and like not playing multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Follow is being consistent.
Yeah. Yes. I think well, and that's what we're gonna get into, right? We're gonna see like how it becomes when you're a solo streamer and playing games that aren't exactly like the Call of Duties and Fortnite. What can you tabletop is still pretty a niche medium for streaming. So how do we get into that? But yeah, like TLDR, that's why I got into it. And for a secondary, like lower reason, keep myself accountable for playing my damn games that I keep collecting.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people get into streaming. Okay,
it's just for that.
So any questions that anyone has, I'm gonna throw at the bottom of our Google Doc. We have a shared Google Doc, and we will get to every question.
Oh, cool! Thank you, Imani. We'll leave that for the end, yeah.
Yes, we'll leave that for the end.
Okay, cool.
Don't think I forgot your question, unless it comes up in conversation.
Yeah, but yes, we see your question, Mags. We will get to it for sure. So let's start off with well, I guess we kind of got into it with our intros, but did we want to go into like what is the feeling of being solo streamer as a game dev such as yourself and solo gaming such as me?
Yeah, so for me,
Oh no, sorry. I'm just being awkward.
I thought a cat thing was happening in the background because I think oh no, he's gone.
Oh no, Ayla, she's fine.
We have pets. So that's my company while I stream. My cats are my company. Like that's literally it's me and I'm talking to my cats and like the audience about what's going on. But like, so with solo game deving, a lot of it is not, what's the word for it? It's not lonely. Lonely isn't the word. It's not isolating either. But like game dev is a thing that you can do on your own. Um you don't need you don't need someone to do the thing. And like it's freeing in a way because I don't ever have to wait around for a party to get together to do the thing. I can just kind of do it. Like I don't even listen. Disparity stream. Just start. Like I stream so here I'm gonna side real fast. Real fast. I stream at like 4 in the fucking morning Pacific Standard Time. You will find your audience, and if you start at like late night for you, it's not as much pressure because like it's no one's watching you. Like it's fun. You can just set up by yourself and just go, which is what I do. I just set up by myself and I just go. But like in terms of game deving by myself, it's freeing because I don't have to wait on anyone. Like I'm never waiting around for people to get online to play my game. I can just do it myself, which I enjoy a lot more than when I play games online, which requires other people. Oh yeah, it is. I will say it does feel like an obligation, like at times, because like sometimes I'm just like I don't feel like streaming. Like I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks because I haven't felt like streaming, but also because I have a day job and my day job doesn't wait for anyone, and I've just been like passing out after work. So Gemma, what is it like streaming solo games? Games that you don't need friends to play with.
Yeah, so as I said, I usually play like story focused games. So it's just like, yes, there's Assassin's Creed where like it is a AAA game and algorithm wise, yes, I do get more viewerships because it's still one of the top games people see on Twitch. But but what I started with as when I started gaming, like I love JRPGs. I love like clickety adventure games where like there's narrative, there's dialogue. I love that. I'm a huge reader. I love reading books. So that transfer to those type of games was easy. And the same reason I started getting to tabletop. Um, but
Storytelling games are the best kind of games, in my opinion.
yeah, exactly. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea because it's there's no violence most of the time. It's just characters transitioning onto the screen. There may not even be like it could be a visual novel. Well, there's no action whatsoever. There's no like 3D like movement or anything. So for solo it's just more of like remembering for those who aren't used to it, especially when you've never done streaming before or don't know the culture of streamers and streaming. You have to get used to just talking, just
Yeah,
saying your thoughts aloud. It may sound weird and odd to you because you're in your room alone, possibly by yourself in front of this Logitech camera or whatever camera you have, and you're just saying, oh, maybe I should do this. And you do it on the video game. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. It's a lot of self-narration. Like, even when I'm game
Yeah.
designing, it's like, and explaining the thought that went through my head. And like, I'm not great at it, but like, I'm not bad at it either, where I go back and I'll be like, and this is why I just did the thing that I just did. Like, I'll be quiet for a minute, I'll type a bunch of things, and then I'll go back and explain what I've just done. Like, because there's a mode of thought philosophy of the better you are at explaining, like the simpler way you can explain things, the better you are at doing those things. And so for game design, the better I can explain to the people who are watching at home why I just made the choice I made, the better I think it makes my game.
Yeah.
Give me a lot of Streamlabs bot.
And I think that's great. I think that's great because, as a game developer, and if people are watching and even lurking, if they hear your thoughts, maybe there's something that resonates, or maybe they'll be curious, and that can start a conversation. That you don't know what will start the conversation. You could say something random and you're like, oh, this is maybe boring or whatever, but then that'll be picked up and they'll be like, someone will chime in, and you'll never know what can start the chat going. So you might as well just word vomit. I mean, make some sense. You got to make sense. You got to explain yourself. But yes, just keep like just have that flow going. And yes, it's going to be hard, but it does get easier. um
And like the thing
Another,
about it is,
yeah,
I'll just say another thing is it only really takes one person. Like it only takes one person.
that's,
Because having like a
I, yeah,
one-on-one
I agree.
conversation, like
Yeah.
you don't need a big following. It doesn't need to be 50, 30, 50, 60 people in your chat. It could literally just be you and one other person just having a conversation. And
Yeah.
like for me, I pretend because if you're a stream on Twitch, you'll learn very quickly that there are bots that just hang out in your chat, and it's really annoying because they don't say anything. They're just bots that just inflate your viewer count, and it's annoying as heck. But I
Mm.
pretend that they are real people that are just away from their keyboard. I pretend that I have lurkers. Like you play a game with yourself of of how this is gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like so long as the viewer count says one, I will be talking to someone. I am talking to someone. Someone in theory is listening, and I don't care whether they say nothing, anything back to me because that's why they're there. They're there to learn and watch what I'm doing. Like I don't need the validation of a response, even though it makes it easier to like figure out to gauge interest in what people want to hear from me about what I'm working on. Gemma's just
And
like
that's,
yes, yes.
it's like said, it's just like, yes, this sage comments. But well, in addition to Dead Space, this doesn't pertain to me because as I game, there will be music, there will be sound coming from the
Oh
game
yeah.
itself. But for you, since it's just you and typing your story out, what else do you do to fill
I
up the
have music. Like I
dead
literally so
space?
here's I have music. I listen to music. I will like one of the first things I set up was figuring out how to stream music into my game because I needed the background noise. Because at least when I'm not talking, there's the music playing. And I actually don't care about getting copyright strikes. I play regular like top 40 music. Like
Just for reference though, we
don't
are
do that.
not we are not hold on, chat. If you're getting into streaming, I would suggest you may not have the courage as Imani,
Yeah,
but do
disclaimer
please
alert.
be aware that there is copyright infringement and there is a possibility
Well,
of,
so for me, so I'll say this for me, for my channel, what happens on my thing is during streams, it's fine. What happens is during my video on demand, they get muted. And so I'm fine with that because no one watches VODs of me. Like I rip my VOD and then I do voiceover for YouTube, like to repackage my content later on.
okay.
So like you don't like you don't need to like the sound is just for the live show, and like I've never gotten a copyright strike while live. I've only ever gotten it on my video on demand. But I would say Monster Cat, Karis Heller, um, Glitch something. I can't remember their name. Um, I can't remember the other person, but they all make music that is copyright strike friendly, like Twitch streaming friendly, and you can get on
Yes.
Spotify. Do that.
Yes. So for those, yes, for as a little like another disclaimer, yes, there are copyright free music. There are plenty of playlists on Spotify.
Yep.
I have just found
Be
those.
careful with playlists on Spotify though, because I was listening to a playlist that was streamer friendly and had a random Drake song in it, and I was just like,
I love it. They're just sneaking it in. They're like, yes, copyright free Drake. And it's just like, wait. Oh man, that's funny. But all right, so we're solo, like we're streaming. It's we're getting that going, but hey, maybe a couple of weeks have gone by. Viewership is still maybe pretty low, and you don't, you know, for who knows what reason. Um, and then there's like, but what keeps you going? What if you're just like, because there are always going to be down moments, especially when you're starting off and you're like, well, why don't I have like 40 plus
yeah,
viewers? And I'm the same, like still, but like what like is it, and for you as a streamer, like a game dev, with not many people will watch someone game dev, but like maybe not. What is your motive? I know we touched on it, but like, is there further motivation for you?
so it's a combination of like spite accountability, no. But
Spite.
spite. It's spite. It's pure spite. It's just like I refuse because there are things that I see on Twitch. There are things that I see on Twitch that has 300, 400 freaking viewers, and I'm just like, why are you literally watching plants grow? Why are you literally watching someone grow weed? I'm so angry at you. It's like, okay. So I hang out in a niche part of Twitch. I hang out in the science and technology section of Twitch. It's so weird. It's so weird. And so the spite powers me because one day people will think I'm interesting enough. I'll be more interesting than someone growing weed in their backyard. That's the answer to that question. I will be more interested in plants growing.
They're different, whatever floats people's boats, Imani. Come on now. But okay, so motivation, spite. Perfect. I guess that's where we're going with this morning. But let's I guess the next, now we talked a lot about like personal reasons and personal things you can do as a solo streamer, but what can you do on the, let's talk about more about like what can we talk about on the like technology software side, on the Twitch side of what a solo streamer can do, not only for them to make it not so isolating, but also help protect the streamer themselves.
Let's talk about mods. Are we talking about mods?
So one thing that is necessary, regardless of viewership, is mods.
Yes. The thing about it is, so it only takes one dumbass to ruin my day. Like it only takes one, and like sometimes, oh yeah, Kevin MacLeod as well does a bunch of music as well.
Yes, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's music has flowed so much music in my tabletop games.
yes, that is also good.
Yes, very good.
But so in terms of mods, so I'm in a funny situation because I stream at such weird hours.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have mods except for I was obviously my own mod, but then I had bots to like ban like certain words and certain things.
Right.
And like slowly but surely, I've knighted people along the way, but like realistically, mods are useful when you can't keep up with your own chat, and not necessarily that. And I mean specifically when not necessarily chat is moving too fast for you to keep up with, but then you're so into something that you can't look at chat. So if you're playing like, on a PlayStation 4 where you need a PC, like if you can't be at your PC to like deal with chat, like you can see chat when you can respond to chat, but you can't like ban someone, block someone, delete a comment.
Right.
Like that's a useful time to use a mod. Like that's a good time when I'm at my computer, so it takes me 3 clicks to like block, ban, and report someone. Like I have that but like if you're not at your computer, it's harder, and mods are needed.
Yeah. I'm the same
from your PlayStation, so that's
pretty much half of my stream schedule I play on my PS4 because when I play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I have my setup so that yes, I can have my PC monitor and my the monitor that I'm playing the PlayStation on. They're next to each other, so it is easy for me. But not many people may have that setup.
Some people game in their living room and they just have a web.
Exactly. So it's more of the piece of, even if you don't have to have an actual person be the moderator. You don't need someone with the green sword, or it's a white sword on green, whatever. Have those mods set up. Have the auto mod, Nightbot, whatever bot floats your fancy. There's so many of them.
Nightbot, there's Streamlabs bot. There's when I say there aren't that many bots for streaming as there are for Discord, but trust me, there's a bot that does what you want.
Yeah, and and if it's just you, and you don't have moderators yet, um, keep it at the if you want to be safe, if it's intimidating about the trolls, because believe me, as a person of color, queer, non-binary, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first thing I thought of. Like, I don't want those trolls on my chat. I don't want them to find me. I don't want them near me. So the auto mods, the default settings are like it's level
Godsend.
no chill. It's no chill level. Like even a word that hints at something
It bans
anti
voice.
something, it'll catch it, even
No,
though it's really dumb. Or
someone was
sorry,
talking
not
about
dumb, but
brownies in my
like
chat. Oh,
it's not it's just like that's a silly word to ban auto mod, but you know what?
it's
It'll
better safe
keep you
than
safe.
sorry.
And you can always allow it, you know?
Yeah.
When
Also,
you
to
get to
answer
it, you can
Luma's
allow it.
question about how to use mods when you're streaming from PlayStation, so I actually run my PlayStation. I don't use so PlayStation 4s have a built-in streaming thing. I don't actually use the built-in streaming software on the PlayStation. I run my streaming through my computer, like no matter what. Like I have a capture card and all that jazz, entire like fancy hookup here. And so I run my streams through uh I run my streams through Streamlabs OBS. There we go. I was like, what do I run it through? Do I run it through? So in Streamlabs OBS, you can set up bots and commands and all that jazz. If you want, I would say the auto mod on Twitch is your best bet. Like literally just the auto mod on Twitch. Like if you're streaming to Twitch specifically, the auto mod, you set it to the highest setting. Like set it to like the most defensive setting, and it will catch everything. Like I was saying, someone tried to say moist and it caught moist.
Yeah.
I was just like, no.
I love that moist is part of it. They're like, reason for catching? Sexual. And I'm like,
yeah. It's just like, I guess. I mean, it's fine. We were talking about
mod.
But
yes. Mods, good thing. Auto mod. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing.
But like the first time it happened, I was like, why did it delete that comment?
There's something about that word too I don't like.
I don't like the word either. It's a weird word.
Moist. Anyways, well, we also touched a little bit on this, but like speaking of getting focused on the thing you're doing, and having mods do the thing, not getting distracted though. There's not getting distracted in what you're doing and actually paying attention to the chat. There is a balance. You have to when you're starting out, you are so you're not used to that. I feel like that's been my experience when I was starting out. When I play, like I am focused on the thing I'm doing. I'm focused on the story, I'm focused on the dialogue, and so it's definitely it definitely has to be ingrained in me, like for me to be like, look towards the chat, see if there's anything going on in the chat.
The way I solve that problem, I say solve that problem, is I have chat on my screen, like as I stream, so I don't have to look at chat. Like I have Twitch minimized. I have the Twitch window with like my video is muted, and the chat popped out. And so I will occasionally glance up at chat. I'll glance at my screen. I have to look at two different places. I'm looking at chat on my screen. Also, I have a very fancy monitor setup. Not to brag, but I also, because I have two monitors.
Flex.
Sorry, it's a little flex. I have two monitors, so I can like you can tell that I'm looking away from my screen to look at chat. Like it's right there. Like it's like my game dev stuff is here, and my Twitch chat is like right there, so I can just I see the notifications and they're colored. So.
Yeah, and there are different ways. It all depends on the streamer's comfort level, what they're comfortable with, because for me personally, I don't like having dialogue on the overlay or having it, or when I'm on my PS4, there is an option when you're streaming straight from the PS4 to have the chat on the screen when you're playing. I personally don't like that. I want to see what I'm playing. So yes, I do have Twitch up so I can see the chat when I'm doing an overlay and when I'm on my PC streaming using the capture card, I don't have the chat over the game screen either because like I said, I like my game like
Clean,
kind of
yeah.
clear. But so it really depends on how you want to do it. The streaming like such as OBS or
Streamlabs,
Slobs or
yeah.
Streamlabs OBS they you can there it's the chat is integrated in on your studio setup, so you will be able to see it regardless. So it just depends on the streamer's comfort level. Speaking of slobs and OBS.
Yay, my favorite topic.
Oh no. Wait, was that
Not my favorite
sarcastic?
topic. Huh?
Was that sarcastic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the solo
also
streaming setting up those systems have their own mods and commands as
Yeah.
well. And
You
that'll
can't
be
take
a
from my
solo
bots.
it's a streamer's best friend. It's kind of also kind of needed, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, the OBS also slot, well, specifically Streamlabs. I know Stream when I was tinkering with
My nose.
Streamlabs,
Sorry.
it has CloudBot.
Yeah.
Yes, CloudBot, which is basically a mod as well, and it has command features.
Yep.
So
And macros.
yeah. So
Macros are
that
your friend.
and for a solo streamer that comes in handy because there are timer commands. So there's a lot of things that can be automated so you don't have to worry about that. Such as like putting out your socials.
Right. So if you can't tell from my chat, Streamlabs every couple lines and every couple minutes will put out a series of commands for anything. So because I won't remember, I will admit. Ow, my nose hurts. Like I don't remember to talk about my own stuff, so I scheduled bot commands to do it.
Yeah.
And you need to see them in chat, and also like keep me company because every time if I see the bot commands a bunch of times, I think people are talking in my stream.
you see in your peripheral vision the chat scroll up, and you're like, ooh, and it's like, oh, it's just Nightbot.
It's just telling me to drink some water.
Yeah.
It's my hydration bot.
Which is actually good. Yes, solo streamers, taking care of yourself is it's actually harder than it looks. My chat reminds me to hydrate all the time.
Yeah.
And I forget that. I'm a person that drinking water is the last thing I think of. I know it's horrible, but
I'm thinking about drinking water every time Streamlabs says you haven't hydrated in a minute. I'm just like, Streamlabs, and I take a drink.
Yeah, it's please take care of yourself. That is another thing you should watch out for. You kind of forget to hydrate or
yes.
Yeah, it's please do so. Is there anything else in slobs that a beginner solo streamer should? I'm trying to think. Yeah, the mods.
I have a question for everyone in the chat.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Audience participation.
I have a question from chat. Okay, so let me know if you hear this.
Oh God, are you still going with the?
Was there a sound effect?
Damn, I can't hear it because I have Twitch on mute.
It's fine if you don't. No, okay, never mind. It doesn't work. Okay, so every time I do, so one of the things that you can do.
Imani.
Ooh, okay, I just figured out how to make it work. One of the things that you can do in Streamlabs OBS is it plays a sound effect when you do a command. And so the sound effect is supposed to be a Kupo sound, a Moogle sound going Kupo. But those are fancy things. Those are fancy fun things.
Well, and that's another thing too. Actually, I'm kind of glad you did that, Imani, because that's another thing too. If you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah. Also, don't try to be perfect on stream.
It takes a lot of money and technological know-how to be a streamer. Not everyone has that from the get-go.
You will
You
learn
know,
as you go.
you will learn as you go. So Imani, like I do that all the time. If I have chatters, I'm just like, hey, chat, can you, is this working? Like, da da da. And people will answer
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you all
Exactly like you
know,
just answered if you hear things. Like
you all know people will be like, in 5 seconds will be like, it's lagging. So like people will say
Yeah.
if there's a problem.
And also speaking of like, so this will tie into the previous question that I
Mhm.
forget who asked about setup and technology. So for me, when I first started streaming, um, I have a fancy setup. I have a fancy setup.
Flex.
No, so here's the thing. I started off 5-ish years ago on YouTube. I on a now dead channel. But I used to make videos for YouTube. So I have like a fancy camera because YouTube is different from Twitch. I got a stream deck like almost immediately because I didn't have enough keys for all the macros that I wanted. And then I wanted a fancy audio setup. So like my second big purchase was a Go XLR, which don't do that. Don't do that. I love my Go XLR. You don't need it. You could have done it with virtual cables. But streaming for streaming, all you actually need, like all you need, is a capture card of some sort. Like some sort, like literally any kind of any kind of graphics card that can handle at least 1920 by 1080 footage. And I can't tell you, I could like look at my PC specs and tell you what it is. I don't know what it is offhand. But like the like Twitch, as you're streaming and setting up for streaming, it goes. Facebook is the easiest to set up. Facebook gaming is the easiest, lowest. You can so for Stream Deck you don't. If you know how macros work, if you know how macros work, you don't need a Stream Deck. I don't know how macros work, so I need something to do the macros for me. I have a bunch of plugins for my Stream Deck because people have built macros like for Spotify, for Streamlabs OBS, for if this then that, like all these other. Like I made someone else do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I don't have a Stream Deck. It's definitely a Stream Deck is definitely like an optional thing that as you grow and keep going and get used to the commands and you're adding more, definitely, yeah, go for it. And there's also and you can always start off small. I know Stream Decks, I think the smallest Elgato does is like 6 buttons.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
9 buttons, I think. 3,
is it 6 or 9?
It's
One of those.
9.
And then it can go up to like fucking
6, okay.
like 15 or 20 something.
So here's the thing. When I started streaming, when I first started streaming like 2 years ago, I was streaming on a MacBook laptop from 2014.
See, if Imani can do it on a Mac 14, you can do it.
MacBook. No, I started off on my MacBook. I set up my computer. I had my mouse. I set up my laptop at my desktop, at my desk. Sorry, not my desktop, at my desk. And I plugged in my headphones. I had a mic so I used to do a podcast. I will say this: you need a mic. I don't care what anyone says. I will fight people on this. Get a decent mic. And by a decent mic, I mean not your computer mic. Gemma's making faces at me because Gemma, do you use your computer mic?
No.
Okay.
I have a Yeti.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You were making a face at me. You were making a face.
No, that's just my facial expressions. I always get roasted on my facial expressions.
No, you don't need to. Okay, so here's like, if you have a Surface Pro, you can totally stream.
I mean, excuse you.
Here's what. So if you're streaming from a laptop, all you need is a microphone that's better than the microphone your laptop has, and a mouse. That's literally all you need. Like to set up a stream, you don't need a webcam because you don't like. You just need people need to be able to hear you. Like you can't like just stream your screen and say nothing unless you're on YouTube and doing voiceover. Like that's streaming versus YouTube are two different things. Streaming, you need a mic. So special software, no, all you need is OBS. OBS is free, open license software that you can literally just download and go. And it's not particularly computer intensive. Hold on, let me pull up their website.
So while Imani looks that up, It's
I pulled it up real fast.
in terms of necessary startups, yes, anyone can
Yes.
start streaming, and it is highly encouraged, but of all the things that you would I would recommend spending like money on or focusing on in terms of quality is a mic,
Hmm.
a camera if you're comfortable showing your face. You don't need it, but that is also recommended. And of course, making sure you do have a system that is an internet that is able to get you going when you're streaming. But a microphone is imperative because one of my turnoffs when watching a streamer is if I can't hear them clearly.
Yeah.
If it's cutting out, if it's distorted, it turns me off.
Yeah.
It could be because like I'm kind of an audiophile. I love listening to music all the time. Sound is very important to me. So maybe that's just me being picky, but it can be a turnoff for most people. So please
Yeah.
bear in mind, please make sure you have a decent mic because you want people to hear you. I mean, that is the difference between you just playing, you know, by yourself and streaming, right? So make sure you have that. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have that clear, crisp mic. Did you put up the site?
Yeah. So I put up two. I put up a couple links just now. So the OBS project is where you can get regular vanilla OBS. I suggest vanilla OBS. A decent mic. Yeti Snowball. Let me look. Actually, I'm gonna pull up a bunch of things.
Okay. Well, while that's
But the
happening,
vanilla
oh,
OBS. Vanilla OBS is all you need for like setting up streaming from your PC. A decent mic. I'm gonna say a Yeti Snowball. It costs like $50.
yes.
Like
Snowball is the most cost effective of the Yeti series, but Yeti
yeah.
is
They're
it
not,
is so
okay, so
good.
here's the thing. They're not the best mics. They are not the best mics.
I love it.
Listen, I will die on this hill. Yeti makes good streaming mics, but there are also like Soundhauser makes a better mic.
Well, yeah, Soundhauser is fucking. It's like studios use Soundhauser,
Yes.
so yes,
Sorry,
they
so
will.
my day job. So sorry. Let me rewind this. My day job is film and TV. This is literally what I do. Audio Technica makes good mics as well.
Ooh, Audio Technica is good as well.
But those are expensive. Those are expensive. Don't do that. Here's let me.
Soundhauser can get pricey too, though.
Yeah, no, they can't. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna sort of get a Blue Yeti, even better than that, get a used Blue Yeti. You don't need a new one.
Oh, that's my mic. I have a Blue Yeti.
Yeah, that's the Blue Yeti. This is the black one. Just buy a used version of it. It goes on sale all the freaking time, and you can get one for like $50, like super easy. My mic is a regular Yeti, not a Snowball. And I bought it used. I bought it used on Amazon because Amazon does it like it works. Like I don't need a fancy brand. It also Sennheiser does have sales from time to time. So the first YouTube link I posted was for Gaming Careers. Gaming Careers is a YouTube channel that literally all they do is talk about streaming games. It's literally everything that he ever does. Super useful, super helpful. And it's like a channel I linked the whole channel, which is Harris Heller's Alpha Gaming. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. He has been streaming for so long, doing so many. He went from being on a Vine to YouTube to Twitch, and his Twitch channel is amazing. His YouTube videos are amazing. His Discord is super helpful. Like, I will sing the praises of Harris Heller. So hell freezes over. I also linked him in terms of music because he just put out a bunch of music that's streaming friendly. Harris Heller is like not God tier, but God tier in terms of like useful people to follow on the internet. I make no endorsements of him as a person because I know nothing about him as a person. Like I only have a parasocial relationship with his YouTube channel. I have no actual interaction with him in real life. Also Sam, who helps Harris do things, is also great. Where were we in the chat? Sorry, I got distracted answering questions.
No, it's fine. We were still talking about like setting up via via Slobs or OBS. But I think just to end on that topic, it's more of like Slobs and OBS aren't the only ones. Twitch Studio is in beta.
Yeah.
I know a friend.
Stream Elements. People use Stream Elements.
Stream Elements is another one. It is paid, but what is that one? Cypher of Tier uses it. XSplit, yes, it is paid, but I think once you get going, and if you're taking it more on a pro route, maybe XSplit might be another choice for you. There's options. It's just that
there are options.
OBS and Slobs are free.
If anyone's interested on my Twitter, I will post a link with a bunch. I'll post a Twitter thread with a bunch of information and links and resources and all that jazz.
Yeah, I think both of us will put it on and we'll retweet each other, Imani, so we can people can get those resources. But yeah, that's kind of like
I'm making a list of resources now, so
sweet. So that's pretty much all we can say about the Slobs, right?
Yeah.
OBS. Yeah.
And I use Slobs OBS, and you use. I use Slobs, and you use regular OBS. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So software aside, and now we're talking about going back to you as a streamer. Well,
yes.
Maybe you don't. You're seeing that kind of lonely chat, and you're like, well, how do I get more people? Like, I want people in my chat. How do you get more people? Imani, tell me.
No, the answer is consistency. The answer is consistency. Like, so, Cookie, who was here, I think they're still here. They might have left, but they were one of my regulars from just always streaming on the same day at the same time. Like that was just how streaming at the same day at the same time. You see the same people. Like if you're a good streamer, people will come back day after day after day. If you stream it, if they know where to find you. Like, people are creatures of habit, and it's like promoting yourself on Twitter, promoting yourself on YouTube. I have a whole secondary conversation of promoting yourself from Twitch to YouTube in a second. I'm not good at doing it, but you should do it. But the answer to getting more followers, more viewers is consistency. That's literally it. Just stream at the same time, the same day. Not necessarily the same thing, but I stream game dev stuff. I used to stream Gundam building, which I will go back to, but like finding your community, and yeah, I build model robots.
Wait, you Gundam built and streamed that?
Yeah.
Imani, we gotta talk.
I build little ones. I mostly build little ones.
Oh, where's your perfect series?
I don't have space for a perfect one. I only have high grade and master grade. I want a perfect grade wing, but that's a whole other conversation for another day.
My friend has one, and it is beautiful. Anyway,
sorry, Gundam aside.
Gundam aside. So yes, consistency, and this is also very, very important, but I'm horrible at it. Self-promotion.
Self-promotion is key. You have to be your biggest fan.
You have to do it. Like, you cannot rely, like, I think we touched on it before, but Twitch algorithms
suck. It sucks. It sucks ass. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend.
Don't trust it. Don't trust it.
Not only don't trust it, like you like I was saying, you have to be your own biggest fan, because realistically, hand to God, Twitch will bury you. There is a the way Twitch's algorithm works, it goes by what it thinks is the most popular. Like, and right now the answer to that question is Fortnite. The answer is fucking Fortnite, which makes no sense because it's not even that good of a fucking game. At least League has a tactics thing.
That's
anyway,
fair,
I can
yeah.
rant about that for another day.
I'm sure.
The bullshit algorithm, and like the thing about it is, even within your niche, there's still bullshit to the algorithm, because like D&D shouldn't be a separate category from tabletop RPGs. Like Twitch makes me angry sometimes. I love them, but it makes me angry sometimes. I blame Amazon because Amazon does weird things. Because yes. Also, that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah. Let's
not talk about
Let us step aside from the Fortnite rage.
not necessarily Fortnite rage. No, like streaming things that are child appropriate. I don't think you should be on the internet if you're under the age of 14.
Yeah. That is another thing.
That's a whole separate. Like I was on the
Let
internet
us.
as a
Oh boy.
like
Yeah.
I really did, and it was a bad time. It was a bad place, and the internet hasn't gotten any safer or better. Children shouldn't be the motivator for what you stream, especially as an adult. Like children streaming to other children, that's a whole separate conversation between you and your parent.
Hey, right.
But
so, yeah, self promotion. I think all of us. I think it's pretty safe to say that you will have people in this chat, and other people will have more than one social link. And I'm pretty darn sure if you're here on Twitch, most likely you will be on a Discord somewhere, and more than one. So, and usually I follow a lot of tabletop Discords and streamers Discords, their community Discords. And there is usually a channel in that server for promoting yourself.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. But remember to follow the community's guidelines for that. Yeah. You don't want to spam, but you want to. Yeah. Just once, just be like, hey, I'm doing this thing at this time. Leave it there. If you're consistent,
people will realize that you're always doing the same thing at the same time.
Exactly.
The other thing is don't just join someone's Discord or their Twitch channel or Twitch chat to say that you're streaming. That's a dick move. Unless you're friends with them. Don't do that.
That is like a faux pas of it's streamer etiquette. Do not promo your own Twitch stream on someone else's streamer's channel. It's just rude. Don't be that person.
Yes. Also, like Nino said, show genuine interest in like don't just pop. Like I will occasionally pop into someone's channel. Like I think I did Koopa one day when you were playing Twitch things. I was just like, hey, I'm going to be streaming a little. It was just like, this is why I'm not in your chat. That it was a passive comment about why I wasn't going to be in chat. But like realistically, don't do that unless you're like actually like good friends with
me. Imani and I were friends. We've actually met each other in real life. We live in the same area. So it's fine. I'm just like, cool. Like, have fun. But if I don't know you, like it's just like, why you
got a birthday party without a present and taking us out
but it's I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But yeah, just don't do that. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. That's where I was going at. A lot of times, especially if you're a beginner streamer, I feel like there's that feeling of like, I hate this word, networking.
Yeah.
And it feels like, oh, you want to get to know this streamer, and so like, you act nice or like try to speak up, but it's just like that. It doesn't. I feel like it never works. I feel like you have to be truly genuine about being interested in someone's stream and being in their community, because it translates. It's not really something I can explain really, but it gets obvious if you're just there for getting other followers.
Yeah.
So just be careful. I just want people to have this caution when you're talking to other streamers and trying to get into communities. Like, be genuine. Don't look at their streams just because of their viewership. Like, pick streamer. Like, talk to streamers because you like them.
Yeah. And I will say this. I will say the other caveat to this is, so I'm in 1, 2, 3 Discord that have a collab channel. Literally, oh hi Mia. The whole point of the collab channel is for you to find other streamers to play games with, which or to cross promote. Like, hey, I'm running this event, cross promote thing. Collabing with someone and promoting are two different things. Promote your channel in the appropriate place. Collab when someone asks for assistance, like says, hey, you can come like do this on my channel. Like that's a whole separate like thing.
Actually, I like that idea. I think I'm gonna add that on the Discord, collabing,
Yeah, like
because
so it's just like so because I solo game and because I solo stream solo game, I'm not really
ah,
open to collab. But like if you want to play, like if you're playing like, hey, I'm playing League of Legends and I want to get a whole team together to play League, like
that's cool. I like that. I
yeah.
like Twitch sings, and I don't want to sing alone, so I'll just be like, "Who wants to sing?"
Also, the other thing is too, like Mystery Cycle was saying about finding smaller streamers. Smaller streamers, like here's the thing. There was a joke someone made about small streamers not being a thing. If you're streaming, you're a streamer. You're
Yep,
not your audience doesn't mean anything.
yep. If
Like
you, yeah, if
don't
you're
lose
the
like
webcamera, the mic, and you're on Twitch, hey, or
yeah.
YouTube, whatever, you're a streamer. To me, you're a streamer.
Yeah, don't like
Done.
there's no fundamental difference between say my solo streaming and someone bigger like with a bigger audience than me solo streaming because we're all doing the exact same thing. The content we're putting out is all still good. I mean, most of it's still good content.
Mm.
Like I don't use a small streamer tag because it feels like kind of like a put down in a way. Where it's just like, oh, notice me, I'm a child, or not a child, but notice me, I need to be boosted. But like when you stop using a small streamer tag, when like at 100, at 1,000, like when do you stop being a small streamer? When it pays your bills, like what?
Yeah, what is the definition of a small streamer?
Yeah,
It's
like
pretty relative at this point.
yeah,
So you're a streamer.
you're a
Done.
streamer. Just tie it to Twitch and just go for it. Like
And in terms of like I think I think what's worked for me, I think, or is working, I feel like, is if you want to genuinely build your audience, um, start following or be in the communities that reflect what you want your community to be.
yes,
I follow a lot of streamers that are wholesome. Like I was saying before, I like wholesome. I like the positivity. I mean, with with cussing's fine, but
yeah,
like I see a community that like takes care of their own. I like that. I like seeing people of color streamers. Um, and so I follow these streamers that reflect what I want in my community, and it bounces back, right? If you participate in their community and you show up more often, they go, oh hey, how you doing? And then it becomes this relationship, and then they'll start to realize, oh, you stream too, and then they'll find you and they'll support you too.
yeah.
It's it's always I
It's like
find it very helpful to be like, just regardless of viewership, just be part of the communities that you want your community to be.
like one of my favorite streamers, actually two of my favorite streamers, neither one of them streams anymore because of various reasons. One
Mm.
built Gundams and the other played Beat Saber.
Oh,
But
beats, yeah.
just hanging out in their chat was
Hmm.
like they'd be like, "Oh, so when are you gonna stream?" And it's like, I'm not streaming. I'm here to watch your stream." But they're like, "No, you should stream too." And that's like that motivates you. Like they'll like shout you out, and then suddenly you have people who are expecting things of you because they think, "Oh yeah, you're a streamer too."
Yeah, I don't know. I just it's weird because it just happens like organically, and I know it's not really something a beginner streamer wants to hear, but I mean, I think this whole thing takes time. You just
Yeah,
have
time.
that's I think that's another thing to remember. You see your favorite streamers and they have like maybe thousands or hundreds, and you're just like, "Oh, wow. It took time for that."
Yeah, it very
You
rarely will
have to
happen
remember
overnight.
that. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to
it's not.
remember this was not done in a day.
Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah, this is not Rome. Yeah, not even Rome like handled that. So just bear in mind. I think it's important. Stick with communities you want, that you're down with, rather than like, oh, I want to be a popular streamer, let's just follow the popular streamers. Like,
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be obvious. Everyone's gonna know.
it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Also,
um
alternative. is you grow overnight. You get wildly, like you post one video and it gets wildly popular, and
Mm.
like you grow overnight, and you burn out. You pull a straight up Icarus, and no one wants that.
Yeet into the sun.
Yeah, like, oh my god, Streamlabs, but I don't have anything to drink. Leave me alone. I don't have a cup of water next to me to drink, so Streamlabs is gonna yell at
Tisk
me.
tisk.
I know, it's bad. So the next thing on our list is which we talked about in a second, which I think we're gonna skip it, not skip it, but like gloss over it, which is dealing with bad actors that come into your stream and dealing with bots and all that jazz, and like, yeah, don't be patient and don't compare yourself to other people. It's fine. It's fine. It's everyone's worst. Your worst thing. That and the true monster streaming is finding time, which is the next topic. But before
Yeah.
we get to that, hate rates. I have a really quick thing. I have a macro on my keyboard, and I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna see if it works when I'm not hosting my own stream. Yeah. Okay. See, it did the thing. So it went followers only, and it muted the thing. And like I have a button that undoes this.
Ooh, I like that.
I have a button just like I literally. It's just a macro. It's just a macro that just says do these following commands. And if it didn't go off right, let me know.
I kind of want that. I'll have to ask you after.
It's in the Discord, in the Constar Discord, in the producer, or no. Oh, your chat went away, but it came back.
But I said so many cool things, and now they're gone forever.
I still see them. I still see them.
I don't. I'm just
Sorry.
kidding.
Like it quickly clears chat. It like
Rip chat.
sorry chat. I was just showing off. I was showing off, and I broke chat.
Flex. There's so much flexing in it. I'm just like, sure, it's fine. There's me. I'm just like, sure. So yes, there are commands to handle hate raids.
Like literally, that's a 3-button command. This is yeah. So it clears chat. It puts a stream marker down so I can find whoever did a hate raid if it's a hate raid or whatever dumbass says something stupid. And I can like go block that person. It like puts chat in slow mode. So I can then quickly block whoever did the bad thing. And I can quickly put it back because I've had times people have come into my chat and they've been assholes. Like they've been like it'll be like 1 or 2 people. Like they're like obviously they're friends with one another and they're doing like a coordinated choice to be an asshole in like a random person's stream. And like I don't have time for that. I don't have time to let you go on a wild spree. I'm just going to mute you, block you, and report you and move on with my life. And that's literally 1, 2, 3. It usually 4 buttons on my keyboard. I just turn it into a macro in my Stream Deck. And thank you for the follows.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't put up with that. Time is life is too short for that. Don't deal with it.
Yeah, life is too short.
But I think it's best you have to be prepared, regardless of if you're a beginner or not. You should have those tools ready because you never know when some dumbass is going to be like, let's be assholes in this channel, and your channel could be it.
Speaking of solo streaming problems, sometimes my macros don't work as intended because it didn't turn off slow mode. Followers only chat. It only turned off slow mode.
Yeah, have patience with yourself.
Yeah.
Technology doesn't work well for anyone 100% of the time. Something's going to go wrong. So just have patience with yourself. Things will happen. You'll just have to go with the flow, breathe in.
I noticed that chat wasn't moving as fast, like not moving as fast as it previously been. So I was like, wait a second, something's not right.
You're like, wait.
I quickly looked and was like, oh, it didn't turn off followers only mode.
Yeah.
And like also that you don't use that power for bad things. Like so, let me tell a quick horror story. Sorry, I'm looking for our doc again. Okay, you're not alone. Let me tell a quick horror story. So a smaller channel that I don't follow got raided by a bigger channel that I kind of follow, and the smaller channel decided that they would be funny with their chat in sub-only mode. Don't be that asshole. Like,
Well, why would you do that?
because they wanted the sub points. Don't be that asshole. Like the fact that the person had the macro like literally set up to like you can use that power for bad. Don't use that power. Don't slow mode sub only your chat. Be an asshole. Like, and only use it against bad people and bad actors who come into your chat. But that's my one smaller streamer being an asshole story that I have to share. Small story, it's a short story.
That just boggles my mind. Anyway, I can't.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, try not to be an asshole. If you want viewers, don't be an asshole.
Well, he did get a bunch of subs, but it's basically people subbing to bitch at him.
That is, see, spite is the best motivator.
Spite is an amazing motivator. Spite
people will sub
just
to yell at you for that. That's amazing. Wow, that is some spite right there.
Oh, anyway, so the next part of our cat is picking a time to stream, which is a weird segue. I will respond that I stream anywhere between midnight Pacific Standard Time and 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time because I have odd hours. Like, that's the answer to my question. That's the answer to that. Like, how do you find time to stream? I stream when I should be sleeping.
It's fair. Something's got to give. Pros and cons of streaming. No, sleep is good. You really should take care of yourself, chat. For me it was I had a transition. So recently, since the end of March, for most like most Americans, I was furloughed from my job, and for like three solid months I was technically unemployed. So I had a lot of time to kill, and I figured this would be the time to start my streaming dream, because I had the time for it. So that's when I started. And I would stream during the daytime. I'm on Pacific Standard Time, so I would stream from like 2 to 6 p.m. ish. I tend to like keep a 4 hours seems like a good stopping point for me most of the time. But I started work again officially last month. Oh my God, it is August. So I had to obviously switch it up because now I have work hours again. So I switched to the evening. So I now stream at 6 p.m. on every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And weeknights is 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then Saturdays are a bit more in the daytime again. And that scared me because it's like you said, consistency is a good thing. So, and from what I see, I feel like I have a lot of Eastern Standard Time viewers. So I was just like, well, holy crap, there goes my viewership. I just got affiliate, and then now it's gonna just change and go like, no more. But it actually, like, you can change times. It is a bit nerve-wracking, but just remember, like, there is always going to be someone awake on the other side of the world.
So because I stream at midnight Pacific Standard Time, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm getting East Coasters getting up for work. I'm getting people in like England, England, Germany, like that side of the globe. I'm getting them waking up for things. So I get a lot of so I'm gonna answer that question in 2 secs.
Yeah, we can answer that like after.
There are 2 questions. I need to throw them in the doc.
Okay, cool.
Because I stream at such odd hours, I don't get a lot of Pacific Standard Time people. I get a lot of people in other countries. or like if I'll get like Australians like going to bed, um, which is fine because they're valid people that are real that can watch my streams and they care about the things that I do. And yeah,
Yeah, I think it took me a hot second to realize that when I started streaming at night. Um, I
these are
mean,
their
grant
things.
yeah, still it's still like viewership is a bit, I feel like it's a little lower than what I did back in daytime, but at the same time, I got um I have new viewerships that I made friends with that I wouldn't have before. And most of them like are from like Malaysia or other like in the UK,
Yeah.
and they just drop in, say hi, and they're like, "Oh, you're cool." And then the follows happen and I'm like, "Oh, cool." Like
Yeah,
I
I'm
now have
streaming at
viewers
the time
from.
if they're awake.
Yeah, it's really they're like, "I'm eating French toast right now." I'm like,
It's
"What?"
midnight.
I'm like, "I want some now." Like,
Yeah.
but so yeah, don't be discouraged if your time in your current time zone is like an off time, because the world
Someone
is a
else will
big
be awake.
place.
Someone else will be getting
There
up.
is a
Someone else will
big
be going to
world.
bed.
The world is a very big place. We keep forgetting that, but yes,
Yeah.
someone will be awake and find you.
So
So
exactly.
take heart. There's
So
always a time to stream.
to answer the question how long I decide each stream is going to be, so Gemma has a schedule. Gemma has a strict schedule of the time in which they stream and the time in which they go to bed and all that jazz, or implied if they're going to go to bed, whether they go to bed or not.
Why must you attack me?
Am I attacking you? I'm just saying.
Scene. But
But
yes,
I'm different. So
implied.
I'm gonna let Gemma answer this question first, and then I'll answer how I decide how long each stream I'm gonna do. I have a very weird mathematical formula
Why'd you bring math into this?
because I've been on too many panels with Amar.
No. Anyway, yes, go on. Go on. What is your mathematical formula?
It's not a real mathematical formula. So in December, if you look back at my channel, I posted this on Twitter. I streamed every day, 5 days a week for 5 hours a day. I was unemployed in December, and it was my job. And so I wanted to work on my game for as long as I would be like a normal work day. And 5 hours is as long as a normal work day should be in an ideal universe. 5 hours, and then you don't do anything. So I was streaming for like 5-ish hours. Normally, I stream anywhere between 3 and 5 hours. It depends on what time I have to be to work the next day. So I usually, for the last year or so, been working nights. I don't have to be to work until 7 o'clock at night. So I can stream at like 4 in the morning when I get off work to like 6 or 7 in the morning, and then go to bed and still get a full 6 hours of sleep. So it's like how many hours until I need to be awake is the math in which I figure out how long I can stream for.
Yeah, 4 hours, excuse me, 4 hours seems to be a good, for me, 4 hours seems to be a good, like a good place to stop, because you have to keep in mind you don't want it too short, because like I know for my streams, like usually the first hour it's kind of me on my own, and then people start trickling in around the 2 hour mark or so. But that's not everyone. Usually some people, like, people will come in from the get-go. I mean, it just depends on the day also. But usually that first hour is kind of like me revving up and kind of getting used to getting in the flow of streaming. And then the rest of the time it's like, okay, that's when maybe people will start trickling in and start chatting, blah 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 blah. But it also, like, I tend, like, especially this past week, I tend to go over the 4 hour mark because I kind of get like engrossed in the game, or
Yeah.
like I want to hang out with people more.
Yeah,
It it,
parasocial socializing and this
yeah,
time physical distancing is really important.
yeah. So like there, like I kind of get, um what's the word, it kind of vitalizes me to keep going,
Yeah,
sometimes to my own like health detriment, but it's fun, as long as I'm having a good time. But then yeah, if I'm tired I'll be like, all right. So my standard is usually like 4, and so that kind of seems like a, and most
yeah,
streamers that I do follow, the 4 or 5 hour mark seems like a,
yeah. Also, if you're not
like
playing
an
a physical,
average.
like instead of playing a physical, so I used to stream for a hot second Beat Saber, and I will go back to streaming Beat Saber in the future. But like physically demanding games, I can't stream for too long because I get tired. Like exercising, um, playing Beat Saber is it's so exhausting. I can do maybe like an hour and a half of Beat Saber before I'm ready to take a nap. But like sitting at my computer working, my brain can only function as a working brain cell for about 5 hours before I'm just like, and I'm staring at the screen doing nothing. In games, it's just like until I get bored of the game. So it really depends on what you're streaming and your personal attention span.
Yeah.
I mean, to answer the other question that we got, do you use the rerun feature on Twitch? I try, but harkening back to my previous comment about music and not using streaming friendly music, I can't use the rerun feature. I can't rerun my videos on demand because their audio is muted. So that's the answer. So no, I don't use the rerun feature.
I personally do not use the rerun feature.
I will rip the video on demand from the Twitch production producer portal, or whatever it's called, and then I'll save it to later be edited and like post it on my YouTube channel. But that's all I got. I don't really do video on demand, not video on demand reruns, because you lack the context, especially because I'm doing game dev streams, to know what's going on without seeing the previous stream or the next stream, or having the audio of me explaining what I was doing as I was doing it. So, yeah.
I guess it just depends on what your goal is. For me, this is still a very casual, but passionate hobby. And as someone who is very bad at self-promoting and not like putting themselves out there, which is ironic considering I'm a streamer. The reruns, I don't feel it. I'm just like rerun, like I get, like for me, it's just like nah, I don't need it. No one wants to see it, so it's just like. But now I'm kind of thinking about like archiving just so I have a record of the shenanigans that happens when I stream. So I think that's, yeah, I guess so for both, like, so it just depends on if you want to take advantage of it. I'm sure that'll help in terms of having people watch your content for sure. But
also I will, so this is the Harris Heller trick that I learned. He does Twitch things and YouTube things. Go through your videos on demand, go through your clips and make clips. I can't do it because the content that I make isn't something that's clippable.
Yeah, like your game dev logs, like that's not really something clippable, I would think. It's just like
if you're streaming regular games, I promise you have clippable like 15, 30-second clips, and you can make clips of and post on like Instagram, post on Twitter, post, like you can use those things for self-promotion. Just download them real fast and just repost them. It takes like, just scrub through your like, or use a background and put a marker when you're streaming at good moments to like get.
I need to do that.
Listen. So here's the thing. I'm the best at promoting other people and telling other people what to do. I just don't do the things that I'm supposed to be doing because I'm doing like game dev stuff and it is not applicable to my thing. But okay. I comment everything. My background is film and TV. That's what I do. I work on live TV shows. So I'm good at promo. Like I'm good at, I know the things that you're supposed to be doing, even if I can't apply them to myself, because I know how they work for like much bigger TV productions. You'll note that I dropped Gemma's link a bunch of times in this chat.
Did you?
I did. I have been.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But also,
speaking of self-promo, the next part of this, so if you missed the panel, there's a panel on Utopia about branding by Lemmy and Jess.
Please watch that. Yes.
Such a good panel. If you're getting into streaming, branding is important. It goes back to the consistency thing. It goes back to the um, building an audience that knows where to find you, knows who you are, and will, because your audience also will promo you to their friends. Nothing makes me more interested in a streamer than my friend telling me to go check this other streamer out. Like,
Yeah.
speaking of raids, I will follow someone because they got raided. Like, if I
Yeah.
think my friend, like, even if I don't watch this, like, a lot of people, a lot of people who I watch stream, people who stream Red Dead Redemption, I have no interest in Red Dead Redemption. Oh, I'll answer the coffee question in a second. Yes, I will. I see this.
Yeah, it's red it's not something I would play, but I've watched
I watch it.
I watch I watch my favorite streamers play it for sure, but it's
Yeah,
definitely not
exactly.
something I would play. Um
So to answer the coffee question, I set up my coffee. When did I set up my coffee? Not immediately after I started streaming, but like in the like I set it up. So okay, let me rewind. My Patreon I set up a long time ago before I started streaming because I was working on a documentary about fandom, which is a whole other conversation about other things that has nothing to do with this panel. But I set up a Patreon to fund that documentary because I wanted to like pay people to be in this documentary, and I couldn't afford to do it out of my own pocket. I then revamped that Patreon to be a Patreon for my actual game dev stuff. Um, and you just basically get to see the behind the scenes things. And I would say once you start spending money that you notice is missing, that's a good point to set up a Patreon or a coffee. Because you spent money and you notice that you've spent money. Like when I bought my Stream Deck, I didn't notice like it had little to no financial impact on my like my day-to-day life. When I bought my Go XLR, totally different. I noticed that I spent all that money on this thing. And it's like, okay, I need to be not reimbursed, but like I need to like find a way to make that capital back because I've invested that into my stream. And so I set up a coffee and I linked it in my chat and all that jazz. Um, so that's the answer to the question of when you should set up. It's whenever you feel that you've spent money that you want people to give you. When you feel comfortable asking people for money, that's when you set up a coffee. That's my answer to that question. When
and
look at this, huh?
oh, I was just gonna say, and I really like coffee because it's probably the most like
Easiest.
um it's easy, and I feel like of all the like Patreons and all that, I feel like it's the most accessible too. It's just like, oh, buy someone a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is a one-off $3 donation, and it doesn't feel
here.
like you're like here, just buy a cup of coffee. The other thing I will say too, if you don't feel comfortable, here's the thing. So again, I'm gonna use Harris Heller as my example for this particular thing. He does not have a coffee. He doesn't have a Patreon. He doesn't have a YouTube link. None of that. All the money that Harris makes, he gets via Twitch streaming subscriptions or whatever. Anytime anyone wants to give him money, he has a donation button that goes to a charity of his choice that I think changes every like 3 months. If
Wow.
you don't feel comfortable people giving you money, do that because the thing about it is, I want to support like people. If people like your content, they will want to support you somehow. And the easiest way for people to support you is to throw money at you, just make it rain, and like don't make people have to work to find a way to support you, even if it's not you directly. It's a charity of your choice. But yeah, do that. Also, yeah, no, that's it. Because making affiliate is when you can get subs, and then making partner, you get more money. I think I don't know how partner works. I'm not partner. I'm just affiliate.
Yeah.
Um, but if you invest in money, don't feel bad about asking people to invest money. Don't feel bad about asking people to invest money in you. Like, don't feel bad about that. Like, that's not streaming. Even if it's a hobby, hobbies cost money. Like, especially when you're giving your hobby away for free and giving your time and energy away to someone. Like,
Hmm.
don't feel like you can't demand it of people. Like, again, don't put your chat on sub only, and when you get rated by a large streamer, don't be that asshole. But you can always ask for money, and people can always make the valid choice of their own of giving you that money. But give them
Yeah.
the option.
Yeah. Giving people options to support you, there's nothing wrong with that because in the end, it's their choice
Yeah,
of pressing that button and giving that PayPal link. Like,
yeah,
have it available, and then just leave it at that. Maybe
Yeah.
mention it on stream. Just be like, "Hey, I set up a coffee. Links are down below. Like there will
Yeah.
be bots putting up." Leave it at that. That's all you need. Just give people the option and
No,
have it
okay.
readily
So,
available
so here's the thing. I
to do
find
that.
asking people for money weird. Like you'll
Yeah.
notice that my no. So here's the thing. You'll see that my bot does the coffee Patreon thing because I wasn't promoting it. I wasn't asking people. I had made it. I set it up a long time ago, and I
Yeah.
forgot about it. Um, but I realized at a point I was never going to be comfortable asking people to give me money without giving them
Valid.
something in return. But realistically, I am giving you something in return. I'm giving you my streaming content in return. So
Well,
please
it's
give me money if you'd like.
yeah,
You don't have to.
it's streaming content, it's time,
Yeah, it's time, money, and effort.
effort, like you are yeah, there I mean, just talking about this, I feel that guilt of like of
Don't give me
remembering
money. Like,
trying to ask for money, but at the same time, it's like you're you are putting yourself out there.
yeah,
Um
and exposure doesn't pay the bills. Like, I will. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
oh
I will
god, we both come from industries that are like
exposure.
exposed, but you get exposure though.
Yeah, Twitch streaming is the exposure for my games. I would rather, so realistically, for me personally, again, because I do game dev stuff, I'd rather people, I would rather people buy my games than give me money for just streaming. If that makes sense. But that's not true for everyone. Everyone who's like most people are streaming are
Right.
streaming games. So you should give people money to buy games that you want to see them play. Like I can't afford to stream because I don't have a game to play that people want to see me play. Like those are all valid reasons to ask people for money. Like ask them or ask them to donate a game to you, a game to you. Like if someone wants you to do something, don't be afraid to be like, okay, how do you want to help me make this thing happen?
Well, and I think another thing is, and especially in terms of like things that are monetary, be transparent.
Yeah,
Show like tell them what this if you donate, what or not donate, but like if you're gonna give money, what is this money gonna be used for?
yeah,
Because I think if you flat out say, hey, like this coffee, like this is gonna be paying for games that I will be playing in the future,
yeah,
like just for that or something, like if you tell them, like I feel like that makes it more easier and maybe more comfortable for viewers, or just like, okay, this money is going to this, and not like, I don't know, going out clubbing or something,
yeah.
or
Unless
whatever
you're an
you
IRL streamer,
whatever you young kids do, I don't know.
unless you're an IRL streamer, and then yes, take your money and go club it. But don't go club it because we're in a pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that. We're in a pandemic. Stay your ass home. But like, if you I don't like no one's ever asked me for an itemized bill for what I do with my money that people donate to me. But I have one. Like that's don't ask me why I do that. I do that because of my taxes. But oh, like
Fair.
realistically, all the money people give me, I then turn around and pay people to make pretty art for me. Like who has
Yeah,
time? No one has time to go clubbing because it's a fucking pandemic. Stay your ass home.
fair. um yeah, our last thing we wanted to talk about like was branding. I know we mentioned the Utopia panel, but I feel like having a good brand, like, you know you got your name, but if you have a good avatar and you kind of spread it on all your socials, that does so much already, I feel like. And just having I don't know what else part of branding uh would be good for a
Having a matching
beginner.
icon, having cute emotes. Do I have cute emotes? Yes, I do.
That red panda though, my
Okay, so here are my
moogles.
cute emotes.
Are we
Those are
gonna
my
are we
cute.
gonna are we gonna flex our emotes?
Those are my three emotes. Emotes are motivation. Like,
I
look how
only
cute.
have two. My other ones are being commissioned right now.
I commissioned because the person I commissioned, who I think is. Let me see if I can find them. Hold on a second. I'll find them in a second.
But I feel like, yes, having a good mic and all that, that's all well and good. But if you're doing Twitch, I feel like having good emotes would would help you out in the long run because people love cute emotes. People
Especially
love
because you can use them
good
across
emotes.
channels.
On what?
Especially because you can use them across.
Yes. And that's self
channels.
promotion already. That's already
Yeah.
branding. Because so many people, when they show those
Hey, yes.
Just coming in. But yeah, when people see that Moogle with the
Bulbasaur.
finger guns, they're like, "What is that?" There you go. It speaks for themselves. And when people click over the emotes, when you hover over them, it'll take it to that user's site. It'll take it to that user's profile, so then you can find
Yeah.
out, oh, it's that. Oh, it's this person. Oh, and then there you go. So, it's always a good
Oh, they're so
emotes
cute.
are a thing. Oh yeah, Go JG's like the butt, the deer butt. It's perfection.
It's a deer heart.
With a but the butt.
Fair.
The butt.
Heart. Yes, I understand the heart.
But yes, don't underestimate the power of the emote. That's
Blastoise. I know whose emote that. I was like, whose emote is that? Sometimes I'm sub to people, I forgot that I subbed to them because I got gifted subs. Also, gifted subs make my day. Because it means someone else loved you enough to tell someone else that they love you enough to share the thing.
that is very fair.
But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about branding. Having good emotes is good. Having consistent emotes, kind of consistent branding. Like my emotes are the same on my Discord chat. My Discord server.
Your Discord chat.
And then let's see. Where I have a logo, which is my face. Actually, my logo is a funny thing. So let's talk about branding real fast. You can. This is gonna be what's the word? Counterintuitive to what Lemmy said, which is when she was saying when you hire a graphic designer, hire a graphic designer to do your branding, not an illustrator. I did the exact opposite. I hired an illustrator and then I hired a graphic designer. I had an illustrator draw me a great portrait of myself that I use as my regular icon. Then I had a graphic designer make like all my branding stuff. So there are ways like you can like I did it in bits and pieces. I got the drawing done first, and then I got the branding done after. But they're consistent. Like you can see, you can track the change in my branding.
Go JG coming up with those gift subs. Ew.
Oh wait, we're gift subs. Oh, gift subs were given up. I didn't even see the. So I'm looking at this in Streamlabs.
How am I seeing this before you?
Oh no, because I'm looking at it in Streamlabs chat box and I turned off the notification.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'll tell you.
So I only see chat.
I'll tell you. Yes, there are tier subs. Go by Go JG. Yay!
Thank you for the tier subs. I appreciate it. I love it every time it happens. But so in terms of branding, you don't have to do it all at once. Just make it consistent when you do it. Like pick a part of branding and then move yourself slowly.
Because again, that costs money, and you pay your designers. You pay those people.
Don't argue with them.
Don't be that person that does not pay. You pay those creators.
Don't be the person who tries to haggle. If you want to haggle at McDonald's, don't haggle.
Don't haggle at McDonald's. What the heck?
Like, don't haggle with your artist. Like, don't do it. Like,
yeah, if they say $15, you pay them $15.
Tip them $30. And tip your artist. Because they all undercharge. Every single one of them undercharges.
Yeah, just it's respect. They're helping you out.
Yeah.
Show them some love.
Does anyone does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, because I think we pretty much covered.
We have 15 minutes.
Kind of the start, kind of like the ups and downs of solo streaming and like addressing. So, and I know we kind of started answering questions, but is there anything that you wrote, or if chat, please feel free to ask further
Find other
questions,
questions,
but
yes.
if there's any on your doc that you created, Imani, that we can answer or still answer,
Um,
let's go for it.
how did you say? How? Nope. I began with the 4 questions that I put in the doc. Um, I can't think of any other questions because so when I made the doc was to keep us on task and also so in case I had any thoughts about streaming. Also, don't forget to turn in your Gen Con ticket panel. Your Gen Con ticket for this panel. Thank you, please, and thank you.
Thank you, please, thank you. Is there anything more we can elaborate? Because I know.
Yeah, if there are any questions that need to be elaborated on,
because I know for the because I know for my system, yes, I know I didn't really talk much about my starting up my setup.
Oh yeah, you talk about yourself. Talk about yourself because you stream on a PS4.
I do. Well, I'm fortunate enough that I do have both. So I built a gaming PC years ago and it's now showing its age. Not so much in terms of running, but in terms of like the games that are out right now, it can no longer handle it. But for the games that I'm playing currently, it's fine. So I do have a gaming PC, but I do also stream on the PS4. So if you're going to start off, I think streaming natively on a console, that's a good start to get a good feel of streaming to begin with, especially if you're not sure if you want to keep doing this in the long run. So I know I don't play on Xbox, but the PS4 has a native streaming service, and then you can connect it to your Twitch or YouTube account. And so you just need basically just the HDMI to connect it and your internet connection. Streaming highly suggest, if not mandatory, an Ethernet cable.
Yeah, hardline your internet.
Hardline Wi-Fi, unless you're like Google Fiber or like freaking.
I will say the caveat. I will throw out a caveat to not using Wi-Fi. If your router is right next to your computer, like my router, if your router is right here, this is my PlayStation. It's not my router, but if your router is right here, you're probably fine. You probably don't need an Ethernet cable. But
yeah, that's not me.
Your router is not next to your computer.
Yeah, that's not
your
me.
router's in a different room, past the wall.
Yep.
Like. That's my favorite game. Here, I'll tell you what my favorite game is.
Ooh, my favorite game. Oh no. I can tell you what
Crystal. Yes, it's Pokemon Crystal, but I'm just gonna show off my box set.
Oh my.
That's my favorite game.
Do you play it though? Do you play it though?
Of course not. No, of course not. I don't play shit.
Thank you.
I don't play shit. My actual favorite game is Pokemon Crystal though.
Okay. My current obsession is Ooblets, I must say. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is fun. I don't know if I want to say it's my favorite. I started off playing JRPGs, and my first game that I played and finished was Final Fantasy VII. I know that's a pretty much cash cow and kind of like everyone loves FF7, but I think the OG will always have a special place in my heart because that's what got me going into gaming in general. But yeah.
Also, my favorite game is going to change because when
it does change. Yeah.
When Neither Games puts out the Root tabletop game, the tabletop simulator version of Root or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah. I was totally going straight to video games. My favorite tabletop games.
Ooh. Oh, Pathfinder First Edition.
I don't have a favorite. Like, I feel like I'm still a newbie when it comes to tabletop, so I don't really have a favorite. But I really enjoy so far playing PBTA games for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, ironically, I haven't played much D&D. I really liked the Numenera system when I played it. I was on a campaign and then we had to cut it short due to scheduling and personal reasons, but Numenera was great. So that Cypher system, I find very, very intriguing. Yeah.
Oh, Forge in the Dark is also good. Yes, I also love a good Blades in the Dark game.
I want to play Fortune in the Dark so bad. Yeah, I love like heisty group. Let's make some good trouble. Always about that. Um, so yeah, Root is something I definitely want to play. Um,
Also, I'm throwing links in chat. I'm self-promoing.
yeah, right. All about the heist, Sleepy. Yes, heists.
But I'm running. So speaking of RPGs, okay. So speaking of the clock system of Blades in the Dark, I stole that from a game that I'm working on, and I don't regret a goddamn thing. But I'm running Root for Magpie Games next month. So if anyone wants to join that game, I just dropped a link in chat. I'm also running Mask.
I'm clicking that link right now. I forgot Magpie Games is running like professional games. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, Dragon Age tabletop. I really want to play that.
Oh, Dragon Age tabletop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I desperately wish people acknowledge that Dragon Age and Mass Effect are just fancy visual novels.
There we go, fancy visual novels.
They're just fancy visual novels with a combat system.
I could have sworn there was another question that we.
Oh yeah, there was another question.
Was it in your doc or was it in chat? I cannot.
I think it was in chat.
Oh no. Oh no.
And someone had a question that we didn't answer. Can you please repeat it because we've lost the chat question?
Yes. I mean, as much as I love questions on like favorite games and stuff, I do want to have the space for people who really do want to start streaming. And if they have a question, please feel free to speak up. Oh.
I'm like scrolling back to chat. It was the art question, which I linked Drawing Ball Black. It was like, are there any communities we can see image lists of art support? I won't vouch for every person on the Drawing Ball Black list. I will just say that Drawing Ball Black hashtag exists, and there's also a Southeast Asian one that's happening right now.
Oh yeah, the C artist, like that's always going down. I always see that on my feed.
Oh, I just noticed it.
Well, I think it's because I follow a lot of like.
Oh, that's fair.
Asian like communities, so that helps. But yeah, Twitch hashtags, they could be or Twitch hashtags, Twitter. I mean, Twitter.
All my artists.
Twitter is it's a trash fire like 99.99% of the time, but a lot of creators, a lot of writers and artists, that's where they go to do their promos. So take advantage of those hashtags. I think I just used Twitch emotes as a hashtag, and I found my artist. I found
portfolio is another hashtag.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through Twitter looking for this freaking. Oh, did I bookmark it or did I add them to a list? Give me 2 seconds. I'll have a response to this more art questions. But Twitter is the answer to how to find artists. Like Twitter, like ArtStation, Artists of the Sea. That's what it's called.
Yeah, there's yeah, we should have like put up a command for like resources.
Oh well, no, I'm making it. So I'm gonna make a Twitter thread.
Oh, there you go. Resources, a thread.
That's why I'm making a list in the thing. Yeah, so Twitter is a trash fire. Twitter is a hellscape trash fire that no one should have to be forced to navigate. I will say I've been on Twitter for the last 13 years. That's not a flex. That's a sad. Feel sorry for me. I think Twitter since basically it was just CNN. So I've indoctrinated myself. I've been Stockholm syndromed into being on Twitter. If I could, I would bring back LiveJournal. Bring back Dreamwish.
Oh my God, LiveJournal. I feel called out right now. Holy crap. Bad Snitch makes a good point. Mental health breaks.
Yes.
I have I have like an anxiety disorder and depression, um
Yep.
and
Same.
yet I stream. Don't know why, but I do. I love it. And there are days where I can't. Just that thought, even if it's virtual, just the thought of interacting with people is a nope day. So I take breaks. I will say, "Hey, I'm I'm not feeling well." Like I say the truth. I'm like, I'm feeling very anxious right now. I'm taking an off day. And don't be afraid. I know we were saying consistency, consistency, not over your own
Yeah.
health, especially mental health.
Not never stream, never be on Twitter, never give content at the expense of your own mental and physical well-being. At
Yeah.
no point is it worth it. No amount of money is, I mean, for most people, no amount of money is worth it.
It's sad that we have to use that caveat. For most people,
I put up with
it's
a
not
lot of
worth
shit for
it.
my job because of the money that they pay me.
Fair, fair.
But this isn't your
valid.
job. This is your hobby. Don't feel
At the beginning it's a very serious hobby that so
yeah.
you do not be afraid.
You know,
Take
be
that
like, hey,
break,
I'm
take
not
that
streaming
day
today.
off, take that day off, they will come back.
I've taken 2 weeks off from streaming, I want to say. 2 weeks, I want to say. I haven't streamed since sometime in June. Actually, so it's been a month. It's been a month. I streamed randomly in like the beginning of July, and then I haven't streamed since because I just haven't I haven't had the spoons after work to stream. Like that's just the truth. And don't like my viewers will be there when I come back. Like there's no what's the word for it? There's nobody's gonna fire me for not streaming. And I can always rebuild your community. If your community cares, they will come. They will wait for you, and they will come back.
Two.
I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we're so. Let's do outros.
Sure, you could start first because I started first. Go for it.
Okay. So I am Imani. You can find me at mcatterdev on Twitter. Also, I'm also Little Red Alchemist on Twitter as my like personal handle. You can totally follow me there as well. And you can find my games on Margaret Catter on itch.io. You can find me here on Twitch. I stream from time to time. Obviously, I have a Coffee, I have a Patreon. I'm running root games for Magpie in August, which I linked one of them up in chat. And then let's see what else. I'm running Mask as well for Magpie. I will be on a panel later today called the asexuality spectrum in gaming. That's
Aces.
It's at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then tomorrow, at 7 o'clock tonight, also 7 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be on the Everything is a Remix Gen Con panel, which is a redo of a panel that I've already done. I'm posting these things in chat. Gemma, are you on any other panels?
No, this is my only one. I'll be doing like background modding. Okay. So this is my first and last of Gen Con.
I think that's everything for me. I don't think I have anything else.
It's okay. Mine is short and sweet because Imani is a beast, and I'm just like,
yeah, I just okay. So
why am I here? Why am I here?
I overcommit myself. That's.
But yes. Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone who came and watched our conversation. Thank you so much. This was for beginners by beginners. So thank you for dealing with our shenanigans, but sharing our passion for streaming. My name is Gemma, but around the interwebs, I go by Kupo Knight, kind of spelled slightly differently and depending on the platform because some person took it. How dare they? But on Twitch, I am Kupo_Knight. And on Twitter, I am Kupo Knight, KUP0KNIGHT. You can, I usually stream today, but I won't due to family stuff. But probably next time you can see me, I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard until 10 or so-ish. Let's see. In terms of tabletop, though, because I know this is Gen Con. Oh, by the way, thank you again, because this is my first Gen Con ever.
Really?
Yeah, this is my first Gen Con, so having this being online is kind of weird, But yeah, I can say I officially attended Gen Con, I think. So
Yeah, it counts. It counts.
thank you for making it a good one, y'all. I appreciate that. But yes, this is my first Gen Con. In terms of tabletop, I don't really have anything like super. I don't have like campaigns or anything. But every other Sunday on the Bardic Nox channel, I play a Final Fantasy the Final Fantasy D6 system, playing a Final Fantasy tabletop RPG. Guess what creature I play? That's what I'm currently doing at the Mo, but I do various one shots on different tabletop channels. But I always love to be.
It is a Lalafell, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Lalafell. It's a Hume, JK. But yeah, I love to be on people's tables or podcasts or campaigns. So I am here.
Let us join your games. Like I had no time, so don't ask me to join your game. But if I had time, let me.
I think I have time, so time permitting, I would love to be at your table. But yeah, that's it for me, and not as intensive as Imani over here because she's a beast.
Listen, so here's the thing. So I should have pitched the pen about mental health and streaming. But as like that's a whole separate conversation. I overcommit myself. It makes me feel useful. Okay.
Oh, you are loved. You are.
Thank you for the follow. Also, the only reason why I know I get follow notifications is because Streamlabs says something.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway,
well,
everyone have a great Gen Con, and we're gonna go raid someone. Let's go find out who we're gonna raid.
Let's go raid as
Utopia?
per. It's good etiquette. Raid. Another thing you should do is raid. That also helps.
Utopia live? Can I raid Utopia?
I don't know.
No, they're not live. Who are they streaming? Oh, Cypher's streaming. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, Cypher of Tier, great person in the community. But yes, enjoy the rest of your con. It's Saturday. Enjoy any shows or panels that you have coming up. That's exciting. Have a good con. It's weird saying that online.
Yeah, I know. Wait, stay hydrated, eat food, take a break. Don't let me find out that you didn't eat food.
Maybe you can find.
Also, Anino gets a plug. Wait, does Anino get a plug? Anino, you get a plug?
Oh yeah. Thank you, Anino, for producing Anino_gaming. You probably saw him on chat trolling me, but it's fine. It's fine.
Great.
He's a good bean, I guess. You should follow him too. He streams. Barcada troll. God damn you, Anino. But yes, he is a good bean. Please follow him and watch him when you get a chance.
Did that not work? I don't know if that worked.
No, it's there. It's there.
No, I mean my raid. Oh no, it's going.
Oh, no, it's going.
Okay, I can't see it.
Did you want to do it directly, or are we gonna wait?
No, I'm gonna wait. Oh,
okay.
Are we all good? Are we good? Are we good for this raid? Raiding is happening now.
Okay.